Hello everyone and welcome to week 10. Huge thanks to Nicola and Louise for last week. I could see that their topic and approach resonated with many of you. This week we're looking at academic literacy and how traditional ways with academic texts are being challenged by digital environments and tools. When I reread our core text this week by Kathleen Fitzpatrick, I reflected on how much it speaks to my own experiences and emotional responses to writing, and to what we're seeing happen as a result of blogs, networks, augmentation, and so on. Its impact on me is even stronger than when I read it 3 or 4 years ago. That's partly because of my interest in what students on this course have said about reading and writing, and how they're changing and need to change. It's made me think about the timeliness of texts. We often have a dilemma because we know that students want to read the very last word on a topic, yet sometimes we want to go back in time to a text that captured a significant moment or practice. So sometimes we include texts that risk being regarded as behind the times. I've certainly done that this week with the activity I'm suggesting for engaging with this topic. I've selected a text that's over 2,000 years old, and I'm asking you to bring it up to date. We often see references to Socrates in current readings. He famously criticised the invention of writing, thinking that it took all the life out of words and was damaging to memory. Thank goodness for his pupil Plato, who wrote it all down, we hear people say. Socrates' resistance to writing is often used as an example of the early problems with technology acceptance, though I think there's more to it than that. Kathleen Fitzpatrick also uses the idea of life with words, saying that texts live and develop as part of a network of other texts, among which ideas flow. So, is there more life available now in our academic texts because we can add to them, remix them, illustrate them, and even animate them? And when you think about it, animate does mean bring to life. What would Socrates say about 21st century texts and dialogues within and about them? Socrates himself brought an even more ancient dialogue into his own. He talked about how the ancient Egyptians reacted to the invention of writing. Socrates wouldn't think much of my welcome here. By the way, he'd still see it as something closed. I'm speaking to you, but if you interrogate the video, it won't answer. But I still hope we can have some dialogues. Feel free to do whatever you want to Plato's text. You can preserve the original and augment it if you want, or you can change the words to make it more meaningful to a 21st century audience. You can parody it or change its genre. Always a useful activity to help with writing, I think. You can work by yourself or with others, do a little or a lot, share it or keep it to yourself, whatever. Towards the end of the week, I'll ask you what you individually and we as a group have learned from this exercise. You're all likely to learn different things depending on what you do. I'm still hoping for some common learning outcomes around this week's topic and core reading, but I'll comment on that later. There is an associated blog activity too. You're asked to be multimodal in your blog this week. I know that some are already doing this anyway, and it's okay to repeat in your blog what you've said or linked to in the forums. I've tried this activity for the first time last year and really enjoyed the discussions that came out of it then and last semester. Don't agonise over it. Have fun exploring with what you can do. But do ask questions if you're stuck, and see you in the forums.